Hi, Santiago. Firstly, congratulations. A wonderful World Championship. How do you sum up the World Championship for India?
Oh, I think we had a great tournament. Really, the whole team performed very well. We had some fantastic bouts, winning and losing, but always giving our all. We left a great impact. Many people congratulating us. The impact is totally different from what we could do in the Olympics. We never won so many bouts in a single World Championships. We had 5 boxes in the quarterfinals, 9 in the pre-quarters, and we bring 1 medal home. Obviously, we wanted more medals. We always want more, but we fought some really tough opposition, and we gave them tremendous bouts. And even with a little bit of luck, we could have gotten 1 or 2 decisions in some close bouts. So overall, I'm happy with the performance of the team. The preparation was pretty short, and coming up to the Olympics with a very, very inexperienced team, really, because none of the Olympians were here due to the pandemic. We have not had a lot of international participation lately, and so on.
Do you think that had it been in India, India could have got more medals? Because boxing is a very subjective judgment when it comes to refereeing and the judges. Sometimes the host nation gets more medals.
Yeah, I have no doubt that if it would have been in India, I think we would have been treated differently. History tells us that. It's a very subjective sport, and as the host country, you always can get that little extra plus in close bout or close round. Also, the crowd noise and expectations are higher. So yes, had it been in India, I'm pretty sure we would have gotten some more medals.
So now talking about the Olympics, the Tokyo Olympics, what were the reasons for Indian men's team's failure there?
Oh, yeah, it's a tough question to answer because I can't find a single reason to say this is why we failed. The way we prepared has been similar to other times. The performance they were showing before the Olympics was pretty good, and some, I would say, the main reason which we could have lost the tournament. The only problem was that we lost these very early on in the tournament in consecutive days. I think that was the major issue, because nobody would have said, if we lost these same bouts but isolated in other tournaments, nobody would have said anything. But because this happened in the third round of the Olympics, then it didn't look good. Still, I would say, and then we had some underperformance. Obviously, Vikas was injured, so he couldn't really perform. Amit had a very difficult opponent, which I don't know if it's a question of styles, because we all know the level of Amit, but he couldn't stop the Colombian, and we had already seen him in sparring sessions before that it would be a very difficult bout for us. Manish and Ashish, they lost equal bouts. Probably nobody would have said anything if we would have gotten those decisions. And Satish Kumar, obviously, he lost to the best in the division, and he was the only one who you can say left a great impression at the Olympics, even though losing. But here at these championships, we had many performances similar to Satish, where boxers in their loss have showed a great heart and a great spirit, and also from a boxing point of view, a good bout despite losing. That can happen.
Okay. Santiago, the fact remains that India is not able to win a gold medal either at the Olympics or at the World Championship. What is your benchmark for a successful tournament or an Olympics? Is it in the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals?
No,
medal,
yeah.
and what kind of medal? Yeah.
No, we obviously the biggest difference is between winning medals and not winning medals. That is the biggest difference. Uh, we are still obviously we are still not at the level to count the gold medals at World Championships, but definitely at this championship there was possibility of winning more than one medal, which we did in the last World Championships. So yes, our target should be to win more than one medal, and here we came up a little bit short. But like I said, if you look at the number of wins, if you look at we had 9 boxes in the pre-quarters. We had 5 boxes in the quarterfinals. We were pretty close. We were not far off. So this was within the how you can say abilities.
But in women's boxing, we have won many gold medals in World Championship. But in men's, we are not able to. What is the reason?
Well, the reason is that in India we have this probably the same budget for women and men. We don't make a difference between the way we support our women's team compared to our men's team. But in many other countries, they do a big. There is a big difference. For example, Cuba does not support women's boxing. They have only all their money goes to the men's team. And in some other countries also, like the vast majority of the money, the best resources, the best coaches, the best support staff, everything goes to the men.
So you're the high performance director.
Higher standard.
Yes, you're the high performance director. What is your blueprint for men's boxing? What is your blueprint?
So what we need to do is to continue to build a system. Our infrastructure is still, there is so much to improve in our infrastructure compared to the best boxing nation. There is so much to do to improve on our training centers, in our staff, our coaching staff, our support staff. Still there is, we are far from where we want to be, even though things have improved continuously, and we have a great support, but we are also not at par with the best boxing nations in many areas, and that we need to continuously continue to improve on, so that we have the best conditions for training in India, so that we don't depend on going abroad for other countries. Right now, we depend on going abroad for sparring, for competition. In the future, we want to other countries to come to India for training and preparation.
Okay. In the next five years, say 3 to 5 years, from the Olympics to the next World Championship and others, how do you see Indian boxing progressing in terms of medals, in terms of performance as well?
Right. There is only one way, and that is up. We are going to improve. In the next Olympics, we will get those medals that we didn't get now. It will, of course, not be automatic. If you analyze the performance of other countries as well, you know that I'm sure that India will win more medals in the next Olympics.
In terms of medals, how many medals do you give? In Olympics, in World Championship, next World Championship,
in Olympics,
how many medals?
In Olympics, 2 to 3 medals. 2 to 3 medals in Olympics, counting men and women. Counting men and women, 2 to 3 medals has to be there.
In World Championships.
In World Championships, in the next World Championships, definitely. In men's World Championship, 2 to 3 or 2 to 4 medals. Definitely. And women's World Championships, we have already achieved 4 medals at the last 2 editions of the World Championships. Before that, we never won more than 2 medals for many years. So 4 medals is a very good number, and if you can top that would be amazing. But it's already a pretty high number. So I would say in Women's World Championship we can expect 3 to 5 medals. And in men's next Men World Championship, 2 to 3 medals.
Okay. Now you've been here for a few years. Now, are you under some pressure from the Boxing Federation to give more results?
Yes, yes. Obviously, there's always some pressure. I was lucky that we for 7 championships in a row we had either very good or excellent results. For 7 championships in a row, counting from the 2017 World Championships in Hamburg, Commonwealth Games, Asian Games, two Asian Championships, and so on. We had excellent results,
Except for the
and
Tokyo
then came
Olympics.
the Olympics. Sorry?
Except for the Tokyo Olympics.
Excuse me, can you repeat?
Except for the Tokyo Olympics.
Yes, except for the Tokyo Olympics. Yes. So now we start over again, and next year in Commonwealth Games and Asian Games, I'm pretty confident that we will achieve good results. But obviously, we have to continue to work hard. If you don't do that, then other countries who are working better.
Is there any conclusive message coming from the Boxing Federation of India to produce solid result or give way to another coach or high performance director?
No, right now, I've been fully focused on the World Championships. So when I go back to India, we will sit and discuss. Independent of we can discuss who is the best, but I know that nobody has done more to improve the system of the Indian boxing than what I have done in the 4 or 5 years, because I know how it looked when I came to India in 2017. We had no sports science worth talking about, hardly at all. The conditions in the boxing hall, it was not a high performance environment. Our training center in Patiala was very far from what you can call a high performance environment, and all those things have improved with the help of from Sai, from BFI. It's a teamwork.